Instagram as a social media platform is a lucrative opportunity to grow not only yourself as your own brand and your own entity, but also if you have a business. I myself have worked tirelessly over the past 6 months to grow my account from a couple thousand followers up to now we're closing in on 60,000 followers. And a lot of that growth has been due to me finally understanding how to utilize Instagram's platform to work for me and not against me. And I haven't done that all by myself. I have had a little bit of help. Back in December of 2023, Meta themselves realized that it's very arbitrary on how you really need to be utilizing Instagram's platform to grow. They recognize that there's so much speculation out there on what exactly we need to do to help foster this algorithm to work for us. I mean, there's so much stuff out there in terms of posting times and hashtags and how many tags you gotta have and music and trending audio. There's just so much speculation out there. Finally, Instagram and ultimately Meta was like, let's just make a class. So they invited a few select creators around the platform, and I was lucky enough to get an invite directly from Meta to sit in on a 6-week class where they taught us exactly how to use the algorithm to work for you and not against you. And you'll be surprised at some of the things that you probably are doing right now, and you're wondering why your Instagram account is not growing and flourishing. So many people that follow me over on Instagram reach out to me because I've talked about this already on Instagram and my broadcast channel, but I'm bringing it over here too. So many people reach out and say, Brandon, I'm making all this content. I'm making sure that it's quality over quantity, and I'm still not seeing any growth. And it's because of a lot of these things that Instagram has put into place that you're not seeing the growth that you want to. So in this video, I want to talk about some of the things that I learned directly from Meta that have helped me grow my account by 3, 4, 5 times what I was, and has ultimately allowed me to work so much more efficiently because now I truly understand what the algorithm is, how it works, and it's right from the horse's mouth. It's not something that I learned on some random person's account or some blog post. These are people that are literally right from Meta. They're teaching us how the algorithm works, and now I want to teach you guys. And the best part about it is I'm not putting it behind a paywall. I don't want any of your money. I really just want everybody to win, and I think that this information is stuff that everybody should know. So buckle up. We're going to talk about a couple things. So the first thing I want to talk about is Instagram formats. There's 6 different Instagram formats, and I'm going to list them here on screen. But basically, these are the type of posts or content that you can create on Instagram's platform. You've got Reels, you have carousels, you have normal pictures, you have stories, you have lives, and you have Instagram's newest medium, which is the broadcast channel. Now, what I've done is made 3 different buckets. Everyone has different goals on Instagram and social media as a whole, and those needs might not always line up with the next person's. So I think I've done a really good job of classifying 3 different buckets of growth. One is just organic growth. You just want to grow your account. You want more followers, which ultimately means that your content is getting in front of more people. I think we all want that. The second bucket is selling or commerce. And ultimately that's you trying to sell something, whether it be a digital product, a physical product, or a new class that you're offering, or whatever it may be. You want to use your social media platform to help sell something. And then the third bucket is nurturing. So you spend all this time growing this community, and you might even sell them some stuff, but you also need to continue to pour into that community and nurture it so that your followers actually give a crap about the stuff that you're posting. It means nothing if you have 100,000 followers, but you only get 10 likes on your post. Well, you see that sometimes because that's coming from people that haven't done a good job in nurturing their audience. So let's talk a little bit about what formats you need to be posting to do those different bucket items. Okay, now I'm going to pull this up on my iPad so I don't forget anything. But if we look at the Reels category, Reels is probably the most common thing posted. Instagram made a change a couple of years, maybe a couple months back, I don't know, where basically they took away where you could just post a video normally, and now everything shows up in the Reels category. But Reels is not good for everything. So if you want to grow your content, the Reels category is Instagram's way to compete with TikTok. This is their way to get you as much reach as physically possible on the app. So if you want to grow your account, this is going to be the best way for you to grow your account. Okay. If you're selling something, this is not going to be the best avenue to go down, because Reels are set up and designed in a way to push your content out to people that do not follow you already. If you've had a video that has done really well, or even some that have not done really well, and you go and look at the analytics or the Reel insights, you'll notice that they give you a breakdown that shows how many people watched it that are your current followers versus people that are not following you. And 9 times out of 10, the Reel is going to be pushed to way more people that are not following you. And that's done intentionally. That's Instagram's way of trying to pull in more people to grow your account and to ultimately get you more followers. That's why they do that. If you're selling something, again, that's not going to be the best way. And to nurture your community, again, we just talked about that. Reels are not set up in a way to always go to your followers. In fact, it's quite the contrary. It's meant to go out to people that are not following you. So if you want to nurture your community to make sure that they're constantly seeing your information, Reels is not going to be the best way. Okay, but we're going to talk about some ways that are the best way. Carousels. Carousels are basically Instagram's way of you being able to post more than one picture at a time. And I believe at the time of making this video in February 2024, you can post up to 10 photos in a row. Is this good for growth? No. Is it good for selling things? Yes. Again, is it the best way for you to nurture your community? Not really, because again, these posts are not really meant to go to your followers. They're meant to try and push out to go to more people that are in the not following you category to try and build you out a better and bigger audience. Stories. Instagram, Meta, I'm going to use those words interchangeably in this video, but they told us that that is a way that it is a really good way for you to continue to nurture and sell things to your already established clientele. Now, obviously, this is not going to help you grow because stories don't go to people that are not following you, unless just a random person just happens to click on your story. But this is a really good way for the algorithm to start seeing that your followers want to see more from you. So Instagram themselves recommended that you post at least 2 stories a day. And I think that's very doable. And what that does is it shows Instagram that the people that are constantly clicking on my story also want to see my Reels. They also want to see all the other stuff that I'm posting. So it kind of ties into that nurturing aspect and allows your followers to see more of your material. So it's good for selling things and it's good for nurturing. Okay. Pictures, just posting like one picture on your feed. Not really good for growth, not really good for selling anything, not really good for nurturing anything. Now, Instagram and Meta, they did say that they're doing a lot of revamping for the photography aspect of Instagram, and that's something that should be rolling out later on this year. They would not spill the beans on what changes they're going to make because they acknowledge that that's not a really good way for you to ultimately grow in any way. So I know a lot of photographers, wedding photographers, gripe about the fact that they have to make Reels to even get any type of growth on Instagram, because if they just share their photos, they're not really getting that much engagement. And Instagram recognizes this and they're in the process of changing some things around. So be on the lookout. As soon as they let me know something, I'll be sure to let you guys know something too for that change. Broadcast channel. This is one of Instagram's newest features, and it is the surefire way to help nurture and grow your followers. So one surefire way of being able to reach absolutely everybody for a post is to have a broadcast channel. If you're not part of one right now, basically it's like being in a DM group, but you're not allowed to talk in it for whatever reason. I don't know why they have it that way. But if I'm the owner of the broadcast channel, I can send out a message and it's going to go to every single last person in that broadcast channel. It's going to send them a DM notification right to their phone instantly. And that is a really good marketing tactic, because if you're trying to sell a new product that Sony has launching and you have thousands of people in your broadcast channel, that's an immediate 1,000, however many people that can get this notification for this new product. And it's not up to chance on whether or not your audience sees it. In layman's terms, make a broadcast channel and try and build it up and beef it up as much as you can. Okay. So it's really good for selling things, and it's pretty good as well for nurturing stuff. And then the last thing is Instagram Lives. These aren't necessarily good for you to grow, but they're really good for selling stuff and really good for nurturing your community. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about in this video, definitely let me know down in the comments, and I'll get to those comments as quickly as I can. Before you go, I do want to encourage you to subscribe. I do a bunch of videos about photography, videography, education, product reviews, tech-related stuff. So if that sounds like it's up your alley, be sure to give me a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.